Hey guys, what's going on? Monty LSV6 here, back again with another Turbo Tuesday video. These don't seem to be picking up right away, but I'm going to keep continuing them because I like talking to you guys about this kind of stuff. Anyways, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I encourage you to hit that subscribe button. Basically what's going on in these videos is I myself talk about everything and anything related to turbos. Now, today's episode we're going to be talking about turbo timers. Now, if you're not familiar with that term, basically what they are is just a piece of, it's an electronic device about yay big, let's say, and what it does is it allows your car to stay running enough to cool down the turbo. Now it's kind of like a hit or miss because, I mean, newer cars nowadays, like the Evo X's, the Evo X's, the Evo 10s, the Focus ST, Fiesta, so on and so forth, they, you know, especially for the Focus, they have dual cooling methods to the turbos. Oil and then coolant lines go to the turbo to cool it off. But I mean, you don't really need turbo timers nowadays, only because, you know, because of those two methods for cooling. That's kind of how it happened. That's kind of how it was back in the day when turbos and cars weren't as advanced as they are now. So basically, let's just say, you know, about 10, 15, 20 years ago, let's say, you know, you still had turbo cars and you're running it pretty hard, right? And you just go park somewhere and then you just shut it off. Well, I mean, your turbo is still hot from boosting so much, and when you shut down the engine, the wheels are still spinning. I'm having a hard time talking today again. I don't know why, but when you shut off your car, the compressor blades and the turbine blades are still spinning, and even under all that load, it's still going to create some sort of friction unless there's cooling. And when you shut off your car, the oil might cake somewhere, it might get hard, you're probably going to cause damage to the turbo. But, you know, so a lot of the guys back then, they had turbo timers, which allow their cars to, so they put the key in the ignition, they shut the car off, but the car's still running, they get out and walk away somewhere, wherever, and the car will still run for like 5 minutes, let's say. That's just enough time for the oil to cycle through the oil cooler and get that lower temperature oil fed through the turbo in order to cool the turbo down. Then after 5 minutes, it shuts off, and, you know, no damage to your turbo at all. Today, I mean, I don't have a turbo timer. My turbo is cooled with coolant and oil, so I don't shut it off right away after some spirited driving. What I do is I either park somewhere and let it sit for like a minute or two just for it to cool off, or I kind of just, after I'm done like doing some spirited driving, I just kind of roll and cruise and coast to my destination if I'm down the street there. So it's not really necessary. If you're running a turbo timer, let me know down below what you think. If you think it's necessary to run one, or if you don't think it's necessary to run one, let me know down below in the comments. I'd love to hear your point of view on this. So there's a lot of manufacturers for turbo timers, and when you Google search this stuff, you can't really find, I mean, you find a lot of stuff saying that it's not necessary. I mean, I don't know, take it with a grain of salt. If you think it's necessary and you think you're not going to be able to kind of cool down the turbo yourself by, you know, letting the car sit for a minute or two, a few minutes, or just kind of cruise after the spirited driving, take a few laps around the block, so on and so forth. I'd love to hear your guys' opinion on this. For those of you that are running like race car builds that are still streetable, or if you take it on the streets and you go out to these events and you have a, let's just say an old Fox body Mustang, right? Obviously those didn't come with turbo kits from the factory. You had to buy one aftermarket. Let me know down below if you have a turbocharged vehicle that didn't come with one from the factory. Let me know if you have a turbo timer installed on there, or if you just kind of like let the car idle for a few minutes before shutting it down enough to cool the turbo. And let me know if you're going to get one in the future. It's not really a heated debate on this whether or not you need a turbo timer. It's just a question that I thought, which I figured would make a good topic, you know. It's not really brought up nowadays in terms of efficiency with a turbocharged engine. So if my buddy, he's got a Charger, right, and eventually he wants to boost it, and let's just say he goes the better route of a turbocharger instead of you know, a supercharger or what have you. And let's just say he's like, okay, well, I mean, I have this turbo kit, and do I need a turbo timer? I heard that you need one. Someone said this, someone said that. I don't know. I'm gonna say to him what I just told you guys. You know, it's not really necessary, but it's not useless either. You know what I mean? Like, it does serve a purpose, and it does its purpose well, but it's just like an additional thing to put on your car where you can kind of take care of it yourself. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna tell him that, and this is just an example, guys. You know, I mean, it's all personal preference, really. Shit, I don't even think the new turbo kits come with turbo timers at all. Maybe back in the day, like 10-15 years ago. I think I remember seeing some stuff in like a Import Tuner magazine where you have the turbo kit and it's got a turbo timer on it. Well, that's just because back in the day, you know, you kind of needed that in order for the turbo to cool down. But today, nowadays, with these turbos coming out and all the advancements in technology and stuff, you know, most of these cars are coming with dual cooling methods for the turbos. You got coolant and oil lines going to the turbo, like in my Focus ST. And if it wasn't, and if it was just an oil line, I still probably wouldn't get a turbo timer. Maybe, I don't know. I thought about it before when I first bought my Focus ST, but asking around, it's kind of not really needed. I mean, you just let your car sit for like a minute or two and then just let it idle. So, other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to talk to you guys about that real quick. Hope you guys are enjoying these Turbo Tuesday videos. If you are, please hit that like button and subscribe if you are a new viewer, like I was saying previously in the beginning of this video. And let me know down in the comments below if you like a turbo timer and your reason behind that. Other than that, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And take care. Have a great day. Monty, LSV6 out.